Amityville horror from 1979 is based on Jay Anson's same-named novel from 1977. There are 8 more by other authors. So far there have been 10 official sequels by different directors, all called Amityville so-and-so, except for Part 9, which is supposed to be a remake of Part 1, so no number or second title. Of the sequels, only Parts 2, 3 and the remake were shown regularly in cinemas. See the same-named review. The rest were dumped directly on video or TV. 4 of them are actually based on 3 of the books. Parts 4 and 6 have the same source material. Another thing they have in common, they all kind of suck. See also the Children of the Corn or Hellraiser franchise funerals, and vary from decent crap to holy shit. By the way, the other 5,000 billion Amityvilles that have been released hourly since 2011, similar to the Night of the Living Dead or Sniper series, exist because the title isn't trademarked either. Sandra Stern's Amityville 4 The Evil Escapes from 1989 is based on John G. Jones' same-named book from 1988. The TV movie ignores the events of the last part, in which the house was destroyed at the end. Here a group of fearless priests, I'm guessing the Exorcism Task Force, believe that they have banished the evil from the infamous house. But the demon slips unnoticed into an extremely unusual, super conspicuous floor lamp with a head and arms, which is sold at a flea market a short time later and shipped to California. There, a newly widowed with son and 2 daughters, who now lives with her mother, experiences, thanks to the Amityville devil lamp in the living room, a series of strange household accidents, even a dead employee, and a dead plumber that the police overlooked during their investigation, and no one else is missing either? Whatever. At some point, one of the priest squad from the beginning shows up, but somehow doesn't dare to enter the house until shortly before the final, and the youngest daughter resembles and behaves like Carol Ann from Poltergeist, talks to dead people and disappears into the closet. Even the movie poster makes no secret of the theft. It even says Poltergeist on it, since they want desperately to copy that one with this unbelievably lame shit, unsuccessfully of course. In the end the lamp can be exorcised, but actually they just throw it out of the window and everything is back to normal, as long as nobody goes into the cellar and discovers the dead plumber, of course. The following year, Tom Berry's dreadful bore The Amityville Curse was based on Hans Holzer's same-named book from 1981. This incredibly long-winded Canadian video production with an R rating has nothing to do with its predecessors, apart from the town. It's not even set in the same house. 12 years after a priest's murder and subsequent suicide, an unsympathetic couple, the woman is open to the supernatural and constantly takes notes, buys his estate and wants to renovate it with 3 unsympathetic friends in order to sell it with profit. But soon begins the haunting. There are strange noises, bad dreams, accidents, an aggressive dog, apparitions, mysterious deaths, and so on. In the last 15 minutes, someone is possessed by whatever and starts for no reason to kill the others.
There is no one left in the world I could hold on to. There is really no one left at all. There is only you.
The R-rated US direct-to-video production Amityville 1992, It's About Time aka Face of Terror, is based on The Evil Escapes, just like Amityville 4, The Evil Lamp Escapes. Here, a cursed clock from Amityville ends up in California in the house of an architect and his family. Shortly afterwards, he becomes the victim of a mysterious dog attack. And apart from the son, who is of course not believed, but on the contrary even suspected, nobody seems to figure out who is really behind the incidents. Amityville 6, The Evil Clock Escapes by Tony Randell, see also Hellraiser 2 Hellbound, is a rather entertaining pastime with good effects. Thanks to a better cast, much more competent staging and some surprisingly creative ideas, it manages, in contrast to its 3 predecessors, despite a lunatic story, to entertain for once. John Modlowski's Amityville: A New Generation, aka The Image of Evil, cannot be accused of this. The R-rated US direct-to-video production is about the photographer Keys, who receives an evil mirror as a gift from a tramp. This soon leads to the death of the people around him, as the mirror, among others, foreshadows users their gruesome end and causes them to act against their nature, such as killing themselves. Or even worse, to voluntarily sit through all the Amityville movies. Wieso habe ich mir bloß diesen verfluchten Spiegel schenken lassen? It turns out that Keys is the son of the former Amityville killer who, for whatever reason, gave him the evil mirror, which he has apparently been carrying around since his release. So since 7 years? And after its destruction promises 7 years of misfortune. Amityville 7, The Evil Mirror Escapes, really does everything to live up to its tagline, "The horror never ends." It's horrifyingly boring with zero entertainment value whatsoever, and the uninteresting story never ends. And wastes in supporting roles stepfather Terry O'Quinn, American Werewolf David Norton, and even chef Richard Roundtree himself.
And if you leave me now, you leave all that we were undone. There is really no one left. You are the only one.
In Steve White's 1996 US direct-to-video production Amityville Dollhouse, a patchwork family moves into a new house built by their father on the former Amityville horror property. Now for reasons not in the usual neighborhood anymore, but remote somewhere else entirely. When he discovers in the old shed a doll's model of the previous house, in which evil now apparently lives, the daughter receives it as a gift from their unsuspecting parents. The dollhouse also seems to foreshadow in model form the terrible events that follow. Among other things, a dead soldier / ex-husband turns up, while the fireplace, which is still from the original house, turns out to be the actual gateway to hell. Amityville 8, The Evil Fireplace Escapes, is a pathetic, wildly coupled together poltergeist / house rehash on the back burner, in which hardly anything of interest happens and has, if at all, only trash entertainment value. Frank Calhoun's Amityville: The Awakening from 2017 is not a sequel, but set in the real world and treats the series, the first one is even watched and talked about, as fictional movies, 9 in number to date, with the 2005 remake as the official conclusion. Here, Belle, her comatose twin brother James, and little sister move into a new house with their single mother to save money to pay for James' expensive treatment. She soon realizes that they have just moved into the infamous Amityville franchise. Strange phenomena begin to occur, including the brothers' miraculous recovery, for which the house seems to be responsible, which now also pulls off the familiar program with the possessed James, who in the end, as usual, wants to kill his family. Production company Blumhouse, see also their god-awful The Blackexorcist, The Unwatchable Woman, or definitely not Halloween remakes, delivers something seemingly clever, as usual, but in fact a completely cliched, unoriginal patchwork borrowed from everywhere. Like the movie nerd rules knower as seen in Scream from 1996, Patrick from 1978, or the whole fiction turns out to be reality premise like in Wes Craven's New Nightmare from 1994. The rather bloodless PG-13 meta horror story was actually supposed to come out R-rated in 2015, which is why they say in the movie exactly 40 years after the last incident. But then it was re-edited, also reshoots, and the release date was changed so often that it was almost forgotten, until it appeared quietly on streaming at some point. Daniel Farran's direct-to-video prequel The Amityville Murders from 2018 is a remake of Part 2, only this time without the crazy exorcism at the end, which is also supposedly based on the real tragic events and also pulls most of it out of its ass. Like the last one, the movie, without a single interesting character, at least looks relatively professional and begins with the reporting of the murders, and then deals with the last 3 weeks before the crime. At the end, among other things, original footage of the arrest can be seen. In this hard-hitting, researched, absolutely true version, apart from the poltergeist elements of course, the son is portrayed as a harmless, military service refusing, the real killer was in the military by the way, peace-loving, almost hippie, who had to suffer from a college rejection and the constant outburst of rage from his violent father with alleged mafia connections. So he and his sister, who wants to help him escape from his father, turn to some occult stuff in the so-called Red Room, where they have obviously brought something back into the house that gradually takes possession of him, until he finally shoots them all. Sure.